Hi everyone, it's KnightFighter22 here, and I'm just going to show you a quick game that I played on chess.com at the moment, and I was playing against a guy who was rated 916 and I was rated 999. So I really need to get my rating up a bit. I have told you this, guys. I've had a lot of losses just by silly mistakes and stuff. But anyway, this game, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I thought I was going to win, and then he was going to win, and then I thought I was going to win, and then it was so amazing. Okay, let's go. So let's start with my favorite opening. This is the King's Gambit opening. King's Gambit accepted. This is my favorite kind of structure here, and my opponent goes g5. So he's trying to get a King's Storm in the center. Obviously, he's not got a castle kingside. Bishop c4, attacking the f7 pawn, and I can play d3 in castle as well. And knight to h6, all that does is it protects g5 square and has possible jump points as well for attacks on my king. So I castle and f6, just supporting this pawn chain here. So the pawn is now supported by the pawn instead of the queen. And I just try to attack the center and play d4 here. I'm always thinking about having a double attack on f7 if I can get my knight up to g5 or e5, but that's probably not going to happen. Queen to e7, this is attacking my undefended pawn, so knight to c3 defends, and now knight to g4, and I'm getting a little bit worried here. Like, this is a very dynamic game, and I'm getting a little bit worried about it all. So I go up and play knight to d5, attacking the queen. And this lets him take my pawn, but what I can now do is play rook to e1, and this is where it gets interesting, because he skewered his queen to the king, but also he blocks that with the knight attacking my queen. So what I can do is I can play knight takes f6, which forks the king and the queen. So he plays king d8, and the queens are traded off, and then I can take his knight. So now I'm a piece ahead and going into the next stage of the game. Okay, so he plays knight c6, and basically knight f takes g5 is basically the first move of my attack. I'm going to attack his king, and it's going to take me about 10 moves to do so, but I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so bishop to h6, and I just take with bishop to x4, takes, and that also protects the knight. And after he plays rook to d8, I just dig in there with knight to f7 check. And this forces him to get his king out, king to g7, and knight to h6, I take the bishop. So now I'm 2 pieces ahead, and king to f8, and I line up my my rook to f1 with a check, so it'll be discover check on the next move in case he takes my pawn, which is a trap, and he does. So I can play bishop to e5 check, and then after he plays king e7, I don't bother taking the knight. I can play rook to f7 check, and you'll probably see the checkmate line from here. It's basically just king to d8, and can you spot it? Can you spot the winning move? Yeah, it's bishop to f6. And with bishop to f6, he's forced to play rook to e7, because of course he can't move his king, by which point I can just play rook to f8 checkmate on move 21. So yeah, it was a very good game. I enjoyed playing it very much, and I'm going to put it on YouTube now. As I said, he was Gangman101. I think that's Gangnam as in Gangnam style, and he was rated 916 and I was rated 999. But yeah, this game only brought my rating up by a few points, because he was rated lower than me. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Good luck with your chess, and I'll see you